Hey guys, obviously it's Aanikh back again, and we're with Colin. We're going to be talking a little bit about our product design philosophy and kind of how we've approached creating the Trufan platform. So the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is kind of the very start. What was our product philosophy? And Colin and I laugh and joke about this a little bit because it's more just, we were just trying to get something out there. And I think that's a really interesting philosophy is, build an MVP, build something, that can be a little bit quick and dirty. Don't worry about perfection too much at the start, because as we found out all too well is that, your potential clients and your demo users are going to have a lot of feedback, and incorporating that feedback is really important, especially as you get into the next step.
The next thing was incorporating feedback and kind of listening to our users. We had this initial onboarding flow, which we thought was fantastic. We had spent so much time on it. And some of the first users came back to us and like, it's just too hard. We can't figure it out. We're actually stuck on a step. So we had to go back, iterate a bit, figure out how to simplify that and how to actually allow them to partially complete the process, skip some steps, and at least get onto the platform and get using it.
Absolutely. And that was a great learning lesson for two things. One, going back into the first point that I brought up, is sometimes it's better to just create a more basic version of what you think and test out your hypotheses, and then kind of go out and build the more complicated versions of the product. And the second thing is kind of a design philosophy that both Colin and I think is incredibly important, is kind of always designing and building with empathy in mind in terms of your end user. How can you always simplify their day or their process in what you build to not only kind of make their life easier, but also delight them in small ways.
Yeah. And when they come back and they said, we have an issue, say, I can understand how you have that issue or why you have that issue, and not blame them and say it's your fault, you don't understand. The onus is on us to make sure that they understand how to use the product.
And I think that kind of creates a really good relationship with your client, because not only do they feel that, you're listening to their problems, but they actually feel involved within the product development cycle. And that really creates a strong relationship going forward, where not only are they going to be more receptive and not as mad if something does go wrong, but will actually be much more open to giving you really amazing feedback going forward, which will only help strengthen your product.
And when we're receptive to that feedback and willing to listen, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's what I would say is kind of how we approach product design here at Trufan.